Have you ever wondered why some people seem to transform their lives while others remain trapped in the same patterns year after year? Why do some people develop extraordinary focus, creativity, and awareness while others feel distracted, overwhelmed, and mentally exhausted? Most people think the answer is intelligence. Some think it's talent. Others believe it's luck. But what if the real difference is attention? Not knowledge, not money, not opportunity, attention. Because attention is the most valuable currency you possess, and yet most people spend it carelessly every single day without realizing it. Think about it. The moment you wake up in the morning, something is competing for your attention. Your phone, your responsibilities, your worries, your desires, your fears. Every second of your life, something is attempting to capture your focus. And here's what most people never realize. Whatever consistently captures your attention begins to shape your reality. Your experience of life is determined by what you repeatedly focus on. Attention is not passive. It is creative. It directs energy. It influences perception. And ultimately, it determines the quality of your experience. Now ask yourself a difficult question. How much of your attention actually belongs to you? How much of your focus is consciously directed? And how much is simply being controlled by external circumstances? Most people assume they are in control of their minds. But if you observe carefully, you'll discover something surprising. The average person struggles to focus on a single thing for more than a few moments. Thoughts jump constantly. Emotions shift constantly. Attention moves constantly. And because attention moves constantly, awareness becomes weak. The modern world has normalized distraction. In fact, distraction has become a lifestyle. Many people haven't experienced genuine stillness in years. Silence feels uncomfortable. Concentration feels difficult. Focus feels unnatural. Why? Because the attention system has become fragmented. Imagine trying to build a house while abandoning the construction sites every few minutes. Imagine trying to master a skill while changing direction every time something new appears. Nothing meaningful can be built under those conditions. The same principle applies to consciousness. A distracted mind struggles to develop depth. It struggles to develop clarity. It struggles to perceive what is happening beneath the surface of experience. This is why understanding attention may be one of the most important things you ever learn. Because attention is not merely something you use. Attention is the foundation of perception itself. And perception determines how you experience reality. Everything begins there. Everything. The quality of your life is inseparable from the quality of your attention. If your attention is weak, your awareness becomes weak. If your awareness becomes weak, your choices become unconscious. And when your choices become unconscious, your life begins to operate on autopilot. Most people are not consciously living. They are reacting to circumstances, reacting to emotions, reacting to habits, reacting to whatever captures their attention first. The problem is not that people lack intelligence. The problem is that their attention is constantly being hijacked. Every distraction steals a little bit of awareness. Every unconscious reaction reinforces old patterns. And over time, those patterns become the life a person experiences. But there is another possibility. There is a way to reclaim control. There is a way to train attention just as an athlete trains the body. Most people train their muscles more than they train their minds. Yet the mind is responsible for every decision, every action, every goal, and every achievement. Attention can be strengthened, awareness can be developed, focus can be trained. And when that happens, something remarkable begins to occur. The mind becomes quieter, clarity increases, perception sharpens, things that once seemed hidden suddenly become obvious, not because the world changed, but because you changed. Wherever your attention goes, your energy follows. Wherever your energy follows, your experience develops. And wherever your experience develops, your reality takes shape. Think about that for a moment. Every skill you have ever developed required attention. Every meaningful relationship required attention. Every success required attention. Attention is the invisible force behind growth. Yet most people give it away without realizing its value. The hidden power of attention is that it quietly creates the world you live in. Whether you are aware of it or not, your attention is always building something. The question is simple. What are you building? Now here's where things become truly interesting. Most people assume they see reality exactly as it is, but that isn't actually true. What you call reality is filtered through your attention. Out of millions of pieces of information surrounding you every second, your mind only allows a tiny fraction to enter conscious awareness. Attention acts like a spotlight. Whatever enters that spotlight becomes your experience. Everything else fades into the background. If attention acts as a spotlight, then awareness determines where that spotlight shines. Most people never consciously direct it. Their attention moves automatically toward whatever is loudest, brightest, or most emotionally charged. But consciousness begins when you choose where your attention goes instead of allowing the world to choose for you. That single decision changes everything. Most people believe they experience reality directly. But what if that isn't true? What if reality is not something you simply observe, but something your mind actively constructs? Right now, there are countless sounds, colors, movements, and sensations surrounding you, yet you are only aware of a tiny fraction of them. Why? Because your attention acts like a filter. It decides what enters awareness and what remains invisible. This means your experience of reality is not determined solely by what exists around you. It is determined by what your attention allows you to notice. Imagine buying a new car. Suddenly you begin noticing that same car everywhere. The car was always there, but your attention was not focused on it. The moment your attention changed, your perception changed. This simple example reveals a profound truth. Reality often appears to expand, not because the world changes, but because your awareness changes. What you consistently focus on grows larger within your experience. The same principle applies to opportunities. Some people constantly notice possibilities while others only notice obstacles. Some people see abundance while others see scarcity. The difference is often not the environment. The difference is attention. Whatever your attention repeatedly searches for, it becomes easier to find. Attention trains perception. Perception shapes belief. Belief influences action, and action produces results. This is why attention is so powerful. It does not merely determine what you see, it influences how you interpret what you see. Two people can experience the exact same event and walk away with completely different conclusions. The event remains the same, their attention does not. The meaning you assign to life often depends on where your awareness is focused. When you begin understanding this, you realize that attention is not passive, it is active. It participates in the construction of experience. This is why masters throughout history have emphasized awareness. They understood that before you can change your life, you must first change what you consistently pay attention to. Attention is the doorway through which all experience enters consciousness. Now we arrive at one of the simplest yet most powerful exercises in awareness training. At first glance, it appears almost insignificant, a simple blue circle, nothing more. Yet hidden within this exercise is a lesson that most people never learn. The purpose is not to stare at a shape. The purpose is to observe the behavior of your attention itself. The moment you attempt to hold your attention on a single object, something unexpected happens. Thoughts begin appearing, memories emerge, plans for the future arrive, random distractions pull at your awareness. Suddenly you realize that maintaining focus is far more difficult than you imagined. The exercise becomes a mirror, revealing the true condition of the mind. Many people discover for the first time that they are not controlling their thoughts as much as they assumed. Instead, thoughts arrive automatically. One thought leads to another, then another. Attention follows, and before long, the original object of focus has been forgotten. This is not failure, this is awareness. For the first time, you are observing the mechanics of your own mind. The goal is not to eliminate thoughts. The goal is not to force silence. The goal is simply to notice. Each time attention wanders, gently return it again and again. This process may seem small, but it is strengthening one of the most important abilities a human being can develop, the ability to consciously direct awareness. Every time you return your attention to the object, you are strengthening mental discipline. Every return is a repetition. Just as muscles grow stronger through repeated effort, awareness grows stronger through repeated observation. This is how attention is trained, not through force, not through struggle, through practice, through patience, through conscious repetition. As your attention becomes stronger, something remarkable begins to happen. You start noticing things that were always present but previously invisible. Small habits become obvious. Emotional patterns become obvious. The way certain thoughts repeat themselves becomes obvious. Awareness begins revealing the architecture of your own mind. This is why attention is often described as a light. It illuminates what was hidden, not because it creates new realities, but because it reveals realities that were already there. The deeper your attention becomes, the more clearly you begin to see yourself. Most people spend their lives trying to change external circumstances. They change jobs, they change locations, they change relationships, yet they carry the same patterns everywhere they go. Why? Because the source of many problems is not external, the source is internal. Wherever your attention repeatedly travels, your life tends to follow. Change becomes possible when awareness reaches the root rather than the surface. This is where attention becomes transformation. The moment you become aware of a habit, you are no longer completely controlled by it. The moment you recognize a pattern, you gain the ability to choose differently. Awareness creates space, and within that space exists freedom. Freedom is not the absence of limitations. Freedom is the ability to respond consciously rather than automatically. Many people search for hidden powers. They search for mystical experiences. They search for extraordinary abilities. Yet one of the greatest powers available to any human being is the ability to remain fully present. Presence is rare. Most minds are trapped in memories of the past or anxieties about the future. Attention brings consciousness back to this moment, and this moment is where life actually happens. The deeper lesson of awareness training is not merely concentration, it is presence. The ability to observe life without immediately reacting to it. The ability to experience a thought without becoming lost in it. The ability to feel an emotion without becoming controlled by it. These abilities may appear simple, but they are foundations of inner mastery. As awareness deepens, you begin realizing that attention is shaping every aspect of your experience. It influences what you notice. It influences what you remember. It influences what you believe. It influences what you become. The hidden power of attention is not simply that it helps you focus better. The hidden power of attention is that it quietly participates in the construction of your reality every moment of your life. Think about the people you admire most, whether they are artists, philosophers, athletes, inventors, or spiritual teachers. They all share one quality. They learned how to direct attention. They learned how to focus deeply. They learned how to remain with an idea long enough for understanding to emerge. Mastery in any field begins with mastery of attention. This is why attention may be one of the greatest untapped resources in the modern world. We live in an age where information is abundant, but attention is scarce. Knowledge is everywhere. Wisdom is rare. The difference often comes down to the ability to focus deeply enough for understanding to develop. Attention transforms information into insight. The journey of awareness does not require extraordinary talent. It does not require special abilities. It begins with something incredibly simple: observing, noticing, returning attention again and again. Every moment of awareness strengthens awareness itself. Every moment of observation develops clarity. Every moment of conscious attention moves you one step closer to mastery. So perhaps the hidden power of attention is not hidden at all. Perhaps it has been quietly shaping your life from the very beginning. Every belief, every habit, every decision, every achievement, every experience. Attention is the gateway through which reality enters consciousness. The question is no longer whether attention is powerful. The question is whether you will begin using that power deliberately, because wherever your attention goes, your life follows. And the moment you learn to direct attention consciously, you begin directing the course of your own evolution. That is the hidden power of attention, and that journey begins now.